What is here for years and no cow in your what are you making flower? No, because you want it to it's a yes and no vote. No, not yes and no. After a yes it's the right of the senator to decide how to continue the recommendation. You are not presiding. The document you voted on carry to deputy minister for there are three documents presiding. Yeah. My presiding. You know, getting your power. Yeah. I'm careful. My program, we have Sandra Brown, the Minister of Administration, who voted for yes. We have an Edward K. Mora, Deputy Minister of Administration. Are we having two Deputy Ministers of Administration at the Ministry? No, so let's clarify that. One for administration and one for administration and decentralization. So let's get it clear. What did Lord say? We just clarified it. So, the report was there on the floor and the motion was made. So if we have two cabinet ministers of administration in the same minister, we have they have dedicated minister for administration and dedicated minister for decentralization. Okay, it's clear then. Okay. I vote yes for the other people. My presiding distinguished senators, the result 23 senators voted in favor of Honorable Precious Nimade. 22 senators voted in favor of the Deputy Minister for Administration. 22 senators voted in favor of Honorable Edward K. Morvan. 23 senators voted in favor of Honorable Serena Olson Mape. 22 senators voted in favor of Honorable J. Alfonso D. Perkins as Assistant Minister for Local Government and Decentralization. 22 senators voted in favor of Honorable D. Mara Wenyu. 22 senators voted in favor of William Jala, Assistant Minister for Culture and Tradition. Honorable Lucini F. Bilites. 22 voted in favor of Honorable Bilite, and 22 senators voted in favor of Honorable Eddie Cornelius Dila. Honorable Presiding. So all nominees are confirmed. Do we are confirmed by the report? Secretary of Senate, please inform the executive. Next item.
My man, deal. You couldn't put it on
January 1, 2026, and then just what that 1,
How you doing today, Alex? How you doing today, Alex?
No, Mr. already.
Good. I sent you a message this morning. You got it. You got it.
I saw your message, but by that time I already left the city house. But I'm placing call to Jerry, and I couldn't get him.
Yeah, but at least you'll come on and just let me know. You just like you know me how I felt. Yeah, but at least you'll come on and just let me know. You just like you know me how I felt. Anyways. Take calls for now until the other. Take calls for now until the other people.
All right. Well, so folks, and of course, that's it here this evening. I'd like to say good evening and welcome to Top 105.3, the broadcasting section of Teach Our People Communications Incorporated. And we broadcast to you live and direct from Georgia City, Grand Gila County, Republic of Liberia. This evening we are here again, the program I beg to differ. This is where we discuss issues and give you the opportunity to call in and make your point. So whatsoever you're doing this wonderful evening and however the case is going to be like, I like to say keep glued to your radio and don't you go away. Let's keep doing this together here on your FM dial, Top 105.3. We'll open the phone line to hear from you this evening while we await our panelists to join us here on the show. So as they come on, we are going back to them. So that is discussing, right? So I made this announcement here from this Radio City Corporation. Just one thing got my mind. I wish of bringing the announcement and then I have your say is. So there are other cars that we've been complaining about. You know, when they want to upload, as yourself, you can see the quota is very much small. The cars will leave from the various parking area and go maybe to the businessman own area and start uploading and start offloading their things there. Plenty of people in this county been complaining about that. So Zesi is saying that they should use their parking area. So no car owner or transport union is allowed to use the Moses PRA street according to them. And then the hospital junction opposite Matula Wilson High School. People are not allowed to use it. And that's fine. One of the things I want to say here is now We'll see it happening. The next one is we'll take picture and just put it on our page. So if you're not ready for the law, you forget about it. So today, LRB Energy, the public hearing on the tariff fee application they talk about, they displayed that to the city house today, and then some citizens that were around raised a lot of concern. We expected the area to be packed because most of you are business people and their bosses are here. I think it will going to be good that you then stretch out your point. Why you know of about LRB Energy, or what are some things people the people have been doing since they can't encounter.
Georgie, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Ellie's connection.
Yeah, my stuff I told you about is going on pretty good too. my
Let me if I don't know what the video is.
you know, for my football. I can't hear now. Hello?
Honorable Koloba.
Can you hear me?
What's the issue, sir?
Look, let me tell you something today. Yeah, I can hear you now. Why you are
I don't know if the video is correct, but just come across it.
Honorable Koloba. What's the issue, sir?
Look, let me tell you something today. The Supreme Court is very clear. Why you are studying me for? Why you are studying me for? See what? See what?
Honorable Koloba. What's the issue, sir?
Look, let me tell you something today. The Supreme Court is very clear. Why you are studying me for? Why you are studying me for? Okay.
I don't know whether the what are
maybe
the
that's why I was not hearing. Maybe that's why I was not hearing you.
What do you mean?
It looked like we were in transition to the video. I don't know if you
Oh,
the
yes.
one who showed it or yes. But I hear you loud and clear now. And I can attack you loud and clear now.
Oh man.
Are you laughing?
All right, so Let me.
A grown man say, I'm in Tokyo. We are at the battlefront for Liberia. Oh yeah, and you heard Samuel Twain singing, I'm in Tokyo.
Singing. You must just singing. I go for him.
Okay.
You must just singing, and I go for him at all. But yeah, we are going to be briefly off. I just got a text from Alex saying the electricity went off. They're trying to connect with a generator, so we're off the radio right now.
Okay.
That's Liberia.
Let's see.
Okay, so you post a couple of videos in the chat room, and I'm looking at the one you posted that showed.
Sorry.
Are you okay, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, good.
I'm okay because the number one video, Panama did something that Liberia has not done to date.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, the second video is just for information that when Iran said the Strait was clear or free, some of the ships that went through included Liberian flagships. Yeah, that's the second video.
Alrighty, pretty soon I'll be putting that up.
Okay. Yeah, but our people, our government have not condemned what is going on.
Well, for me, it's not about a condemnation, Mr. Nubo. It's about bringing.
Come up with a statement.
Yes, coming up with a statement.
Because these people register under our flag.
Yes.
And it is not free. It is not free. And we need to stand for them.
So this is the Panama story you're talking about.
I'm talking about Panama, and I'm talking about Liberia.
Panama, I got the story up on the screen. That's what I'm talking about. I got the story up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Panama is number one. Liberia is number two. Yeah, that's the story. Panama condemns Iran seizure of Panamanian flagship in Strait of Hormuz. I have not seen the one that said Liberia condemns. I'm maybe it's there, but trying to look for it, I can't find it.
Yeah.
Some of you, y'all help me. Old man now. I'm sabi they your AI or your internet issue. So no, some of you. Yeah, bring Alex in to search for it. I tried, I didn't get it. Where did Liberia condemn what happened in the Strait of Hormuz?
There was no condemnation. There's nothing out there talking about any condemnation.
Okay. Where maybe, apart from condemnation, where do we assure our customers that this issue will be investigated or must be investigated by the maritime blah 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 blah. You know the maritime English. I know it. I sabi the maritime English. So look, these are some of the things that I think we need to be thinking about or talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. I still maintain what I said yesterday.
You don't remember what you said yesterday?
No, I said I still do remember what I said. Yeah, I still maintain what I said yesterday.
Okay.
What did you say?
What did you say?
I didn't question. What did I not say? I said
what did you say?
The seizure of a Liberian flagged ship has to be spoken of by the government of Liberia, just as the government of Panama has done. That is the responsible thing to do, because the government of Liberia does not only owe this responsibility to its clients, whoever that client is, but it holds that responsibility to the people of Liberia. You see, just as the Panamanian government has done, they know that they must bring the people up to speed on this issue, make them to understand, instead of them just hearing on the news and thinking, is it true or not? The government came forward and said, yes, this is what has happened, and we are issuing this condemnation on the government of Iran for taking over our ship. This is what a government is supposed to do. And so I said yesterday that for some reason we have three government entities: the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Information. If I'm not even three, you got I call it ELBC or ELBS, whatever you call it, the Fagon entity. And then you have the Executive Mansion Press Corps. These four entities, if you even add five, as a matter of fact, so you are the Maritime Commission there, and then you commission agency, whatever it is, and then you add the representative at the IOM there. That gives you, six different entities that's supposed to be providing, information for the people. But they're not doing that. What they are doing, everybody's sitting on their hands and waiting for the information to digest and just go away on its own. But some of us are here. We scan the World Wide Web every day for information. And when we see stuff like that on Liberia, we're going to bring it to the Liberian people. We're going to show it to them. And we're going to tell them what is supposed to be done, especially from the perspective of the government. And at this point, the government is not doing anything, which is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. At least Bada, what's the first name again? Robert Bada, that's the name. Good. Robert Bada, who is seated over there in at the office of the IOM, is supposed to be proactive.
Yeah.
Talking about this, making comments about this, or providing the comment to the information to Mr. Jeremiah Link, whatever you call him, PI, and so that he providing that information over to the Liberian people, or giving that information over to Fagon and the National Broadcasting Agency, So let them make that information known to the people of Liberia. Or at least brief the executive mansion and let Kula Fofana make us provide a press release on what is happening. But to just sit on your hands, say nothing, do nothing, and hope that this thing go away and the ship will be released, it's just not the responsible thing to do from a responsible government. Now remember, man, the United Party government is the government that has always accused the CDC government of being irresponsible. And I can't think for a moment why they would be doing such a thing to the Liberian people, because this act is irresponsible, absolutely irresponsible. Absolutely irresponsible, and there's no excuse for this. The Liberian people must be made to know what is going on, and they must be brought into the fold to understand. Let the government tell the Liberian people what they are doing, just as the Panamanian government has done. We have it up on the screen. You can see it. Panama condemns Iran's seizure of Panamanian flagged ship in the Strait of Hormuz. That is systemic. Even if you don't condemn, just acknowledge that your client ship has been, how do you call it? Either interrupted, its flow has been interrupted, or it has been, I'm trying to find the right word here. I don't want to use any word. Well, its movement has been restricted. There you go. Its movement has been restricted. That's a diplomatic.
It has been seized.
No, I would say restricted. I mean, whatever they want to say. I'm just saying there are options for them to choose from. All right, Alex, I got your message. Yes, so that is a responsible thing to do. I see some of y'all that are watching. Thank you very much for liking. Please continue to share. Welcome to the show. Today, our first topic for the day here today is the seizure of the Liberian ship by the government of Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, and that is what we are starting with of you today, and it's because we think the government has a responsibility to the Liberian people to tell them that they have seized one of our ships, our client ship, the ship that carry our flag. You know, all the plenty of money we get from our maritime organization is the ship that paid that money. It's the ship that pays that money.
Those are the ships that pay the money we pay to the maritime director over $30,000 a month.
Are you saying so how much Robert Bala makes?
No. The maritime
oh, you're talking about Metro Light. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Over $30,000 a month.
Okay.
And they don't own. I mean, I don't see, why. I don't see the justification of that kind of money going to maritime office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I know the history behind it. But I feel that it is not good. What they are doing is not good. And I want for you or Alex to recognize the few people on the show who made comments, recognize them, and we go on and ask the people to share the show.
Are you trying to be the host for today? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No, I said you should ask Alex. That whole thing. I mean, your days are numbered now. If you behave correctly, I will take over the whole thing.
Listen, gentlemen, y'all see, my job has been put on the right here on live stream. All right, y'all see that by Mr. George H. Newell. He has put my job. Yeah, I mean, I've commented today and I welcome them to the show. I always do that. We appreciate our followers and I acknowledge them to tell them to keep sharing the show. We have a great lineup tonight, and currently it's Mr. Newell and myself that is on. And Mr. Newell, let's keep the ball rolling here. So what do you think, who in the legislature should be doing this? Is it, do we have a committee that oversees the maritime? Is it the public affairs committee?
I don't know.
Because somebody got to take hold of this thing.
Oversee. Okay. Yeah. But keep on talking. Let me do the research.
Yeah, so that's one thing I like about what happens here in the US, right? So when these things happen, you don't just only look to the administration alone. People have several avenues to look up to. And one of the avenues that they usually hold, in a very high esteem, or to look up to very highly, if you like, is Congress. When you see, because this is almost like I said yesterday, and I'll say it again, the maritime plays a very key role in our economy and in the lives of every Liberian. And when there is a problem with it, whether large or small, whether severe or minimal or not too severe, we must be transparent about it. In the U.S., by this time, they're probably going to be calling the subcommittee. It's going to be calling hearing what is going on. Why is it our ship has been intercepted? And what is going on with the crew? These are information people want to know, and people deserve to know. People deserve to know. You cannot assume that the people already know that. You cannot assume that. You got to provide that information to the people. And so you'll see hearing call the level of Congress, and members will of the committee will call the head responsible, and will begin to ask them these questions. Why is it not happening at the level of the legislature? Why?
Okay. Let me come in. Even though I want to take a job, but let me come in. Or the maritime affairs in the House. That's Ava K. Jones, a representative from Magibi, District number 2.
Yeah.
In the Senate, that is Nyimani T. Batikwa of Grand Crew. I think it's the same Batikwa who is the how do you call it? The board chair for the University of Liberia, Bashikwa, a senator from Grand Chile, is heading the board of the University of Liberia. He got there when Weah was there, and Joe Boakai came, and Joe Boakai did zero progress. So those are the two persons. And I feel that we are not moving forward. We are moving backward. And that is my statement. Thank you.
Yeah, because we should be Ava Jones. That's the name, right? Ava Jones?
Yes.
Ava Jones, Representative Ava Jones, should be calling public hearing at this time. Should be calling public hearing to know what is going on with not only just the cargo that is on the ship, but with the people that are on the ship as well. Yes, that's what Ava Jones is supposed to be doing. And I got to say this is a letdown on our part on the show, because once I saw that thing, I should have tried to reach out to Mr. Jones to see if you're available to come on the show. But in all sincerity, it is his responsibility to speak to the Liberian people, make them understand what is going on, because this falls within his area of responsibility. And the fact that he has not done that, it is disappointing. We got to say that. It is disappointing. And now we don't know where we go from here, but it is quite alarming that how many days has it been, Mr. Nubo? 2-3 days that a ship has been under the control of the Iranian government?
Oh, maybe 2 days.
2 days. 2
Yes.
days. And we have not heard anything yet. Anything. Not a written comment, a written report, or anything coming out of the House of Representatives from the committee chair by Mr. Ava Jones. These people know how to get angry, on other things. But this is what governance is all about. This is what governance is all about. You got to be proactive. A transparent government will be first ahead of its news. Lean forward. No, having a conversation to that work. Lean forward. You got to lean forward. Don't wait for the information to come to you. Go after the information. That's how you become effective. That's how you become efficient. That's how people say, yeah, the Ava Jones committee is absolutely working. It's working in the favor of the Liberian people, because you're holding the public hearing. You're bringing the people into the know. You're letting the people know what is going on. But we hear in the news. And now we got to think, maybe we got to assume that you are in contact with Mr. Robert Ballard, so that he's providing the information to you, or Mr. Robert Ballard is in contact with Mr. Jeremiah Pia, or Jeremiah Lake Pia, whatever his name is. And then, somewhere down the line, you're going to come and let the Liberian people know what's going on. But at this time, we got to keep guessing. We're playing guessing game, which is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Mr. Nubo, I want us to hold on this. I think you got into the show before we go on.
What? Please repeat that.
Do you have any information to share on this topic before we move on?
Well, no, I don't have any additional information. Where are we moving on to?
I want us to talk about um, a news report that I read about the Ministry of Education. Um, Dr. Jasso, it caught my attention because what she is flagging is what some of us have been talking about all along. No country on the face of this earth progress without its people gaining the foundational knowledge that will help them move forward in life.
Okay.
And finally, the minister has recognized that. Some of what I've been saying, we must focus on the grade level education. Let me put this thing down so people can see my face when I'm talking. The grade level education in Liberia, from your primary to your junior high, from grade 1 or from what we call kindergarten to 6th grade, and up to 9th grade, and then move on to the high school. But the period, that fundamental area, is your kindergarten to your 6th grade. We have to do a better job in that area. Our students must learn how to read properly. They must learn how to comprehend properly, and they must learn how to compose properly. Without these 3 foundational skills, we are in trouble. And I'm glad that Minister Jasso, in her recent, I think, unveiling or something, I'll find it, the news on that. She talked about it, that we have a foundational problem in our learning process. And we as a culture cannot go along like this. We have to change course, focus on the foundational aspect of our learning.
Well, I think no, she is trying to learn from here. We came up with a science, technology, engineering, mathematics called STEM. And nowadays, it is called STEAM. Science, technology, engineering, language arts. And they call it STEAM education. And that's the program that my daughter is going through. STEAM, not STEM.
Yeah.
But STEAM. Because, we cannot go to engineering, technology, and this and that without understanding or language arts. So they call it STEAM, STEAM, education. That's what they have here in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And I know you're beating your chest. John will establish STEM or school in the town or this and that. No, but that's zero. John will capture everything. So no, that's mean. What you talking about? No. I know about it, and I feel that Liberia must move forward.
Okay, so here's the news I was talking about right here. Let me share it with
Okay.
our viewers.
Yes. Yes. Okay,
All
what
right.
news? Show me a news. I see all these beautiful ladies, here, what Archie, right, what you got to offer?
So we got Madam Jasso right there, the Minister of Education. Let me just read a short story the guy here about this. So it says the Minister of Education, through its Bureau of Early Childhood Education, has concluded Liberia's week-long week of long childhood, young childhood in Banga, bringing together children, educators, and community leaders for a vibrant close to the nationwide celebration. Hundreds of children from 20 early childhood institutions took part in the closing activities, highlighting the importance of early learning and the role of families, schools, and communities in shaping a child's development. Assistant Minister Fasman Howard Nyanswa described the week as both a celebration and a moment to reflect on what it takes to sustain progress, strong collaboration, and consistent engagement across all levels. In her keynote address, Minister of Education Jasa Mali reaffirmed the government's focus on fundamental learning, Mr. Nubo. Fundamental learning, pointing ongoing efforts, including the Excel project, early grade digital learning, and school feeding. The week closes with a clear priority on strengthening early learning as a foundation for long-term education outcomes in Liberia. This is the point I wanted to get on, Mr. Nubo.
Mr. Right. I mean, all the big book you have already read. Early learning, digital learning. That one, that your book talk. That book talk there.
That book talk.
I don't want you, Archie, to buy these things here. It's your town. What are they doing in Plymouth District, in Bololu? What are these people doing? Zero. And they just they just come on the show and say things, and then we copy those things and put them on the I beg to differ. They mean anything. They are not in for any good thing. They are not in for our people. I will tell you now, Archie, that these people here, anyway, the language I want to use, I will not use it, but they are not serious.
Well, here's what I can say. Like I said, I'm a big advocate for early childhood learning because I believe it is the foundational aspect of any learning. I always say human can come on here to be able to look at some information that's out there, read it and understand it, write for people to understand, say things for people to understand, because we acquire a very solid childhood education. Now, whether the minister and the ministry going to direct the necessary efforts and the resources now to accomplish accomplish what they have set out to achieve, that's a whole new thing. That's a whole new thing. But just given the fact that they have even decided to look in this direction, it's a good thing in the right step, and in the right direction. We got to give them the prop for that. Give them the prop and hope that the result can turn out to be what everyone looks up to. That is at least 80% of our early childhood going children, school going children, hopefully within the next 5 years, can achieve an appreciable level of reading, writing, and comprehension. Because we need this. In other words, understanding the language act. Because without that, we are in some very, very deep trouble. Deep trouble as a country. You know, when this, I want to just give a reference to this, just to make my point. When the Russia and America crisis happened under Obama made a statement. He said the reason why America, it is what it is because America has a very strong educational institutions, such as the Harvard, the Cornell, all the Ivy Leagues. People come here to go to school and learn, And this is why the America Foundation is strong, And that goes to what we're talking about. If we want to compete, if we want to be a country that competes tomorrow, we have to be able to be able to educate our students properly. Not just having them in class and think, okay, this is it, but having them in class and learning. That is the essence. That should be the essence of our education system. Now, if you also look at this report, you want to come in?
Yes, I want to come in.
All right, because I want to talk about. I wanted to, but go ahead, because I got something to bring up to you as well.
Okay. What you said, Obama said, make good sense. But if you are doing engineering in America, the US of A, majority of the students in your class are from the Asian countries. And you barely have Black Americans and white Americans. I'm saying this because I did engineering here. And I think you posted some video.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up too.
Yeah, you posted some video. The Chinese have overtaken us.
And the rest of the world.
The Americans. Or the whole world. And we down there, no, we don't realize it.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing. When I was in Liberia, I saw there was some street people in the street. I thought it was made up by the TV station in Liberia. But when I came, I saw the reality. And the reality still exists. So, no, Um, that's my point. I feel that Chinese have overtaken us.
Well, and when you
Yes.
say us, I don't know what you mean. You mean the rest of the world? Or
I'm
what?
talking about America.
Oh, okay. Yes. I mean, clearly. But look, we'll come to that, Judge. But look at what's on the board here. It's an excellence in learning in Liberia. That is the program they're running now. Excel project. At 88.7, let's say 89 million. Investment in transform fundamental education nationwide. Mr. Nubo, looking at this number, and just because this loan and a part of it is loan, part of it is grant, it's a mixed financing. What do you think should be the outcome of this money after it is spent? Because this is huge money, and they have it now. They have receiving this. They have received this money. I'm sorry.
How much money are we talking about?
8 to 8.7 million.
Wow.
I mean, you're talking almost 90 million US dollars.
I mean, no.
So let me put this in context.
I mean, I want to know, for the next 5 years, what is their target?
Yes.
What they will achieve? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf brought in the group we call Bridge.
Yeah.
Bridge is in my town, my village, and the whole school was taken over by Bridge, and the only person who is there now that is on government payroll is the principal. Everybody else is on their own. So they come up with all these new names, new things. They work for them. I would say that on this show here, So you tell me, what is the plan of this new group?
Okay. So let me give you a brief. This is what it's saying, the objectives of it. The objectives of Excel in Liberia. This project focuses on fundamental learning and is conceptualized to focus on fundamental issues of access to schooling at the primary level, improving education literacy and numeracy skills, and ensuring continuity of schooling. Focus activities envisaged under the projects are training, learning assessments, developing strategy, developing of teachers and learning materials, capacity building, school grants, school feeding programs, etc. These are the things that they took that 88.7 million out of for. And let me tell you, let me look at you the funding method here, the funding methodology. 32% of that is grant, 68% is loan, and then the rest of it, 7% from IDA. Yes, 7% IDA, and that's it. So the rest of it is right there. So bulk of the money is loan. So you will expect that we must be able to put this money to use. Now, here is where I find this to be a little questionable, Mr. Nubo. I agree with the capacity building, but how are we going to do that? Who's doing it? right? Are we bringing in professionals from outside the country to do it? Or are we hiring an outside firm to come in that is solely, focused on these kind of things, training, equipping, teachers or educators to be able to capacitate these people, our people? Or are they going to look for, like you just mentioned, the breach people then to bring that again to come and do this thing? And then they also talk about building schools. Building schools. Here's my thing, Mr. Nubo. I mean, you talk about the breach thing. Well, in the conversation to that work, and so how do you look at, how do you assess stuff? The way you assess stuff is to first look at what is in existence and see what is happening with it and how you can improve it. If you can't improve it, you replace it. Or if you can replace it, you discard it. In one of my programs that I do here, we call it LAURA, level of repair assessment. And as you go through that, you identify what the fault lies. Building new schools at this time, Mr. Nubo, I don't think it's in the right direction. Here's the reason why. Yeah, you get talking about the breach program. Mr. Nubo, are you with me?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. I see your head continuously down, so I got to ask.
Yeah, my head is down.
Okay.
My head is down because I'm very sad.
Okay. So they're talking about building new schools. I think they said about 100 new schools. Well, hold on there. Let's hold it right there. Who are building new schools for what? I mean, you took almost 79% of your loan, of the money you got, of the $88.7 million, it's loan. This money you're going to pay back. So let's make sure that we put the money in the right place. Right? And the way we do that is not to go just be building schools. I mean, I saw they did one in Ghana recently. And they call it that School of Excellence. But then look at the ones that are in existence now. Like in your hometown you talk about that is going through the breach program. What can we do to improve at that school? These various metrics that they have set up here. They have set a couple of metrics here. What can we do to make sure that we can achieve these metrics? One, it's a learning assessment. How do we improve learning assessment at that school? How do we do that? Or how do we improve learning assessment across all schools in the country? The strategy you're developing, does it include all the schools in the country?
ARCHIE.
Does it capture all the schools in the country, including tertiary institutions?
Okay. 2024, after the inauguration.
We went to Mr. Nippet. John, let you know.
Mr. Nippet, the latecomer. 2024, I went to Maryland after the inauguration, and I did some donations, and the ladies came to me. They said, Honorable Nubo, we want adult literacy here.
Wow.
And it's good that you brought electricity here. And I mean, I feel that opening the Southeast is good, but these things are not planned. And we will tomorrow be complaining about the situation in the Southeast. We are not ready. Our people are not ready, and our people are not pushing for readiness. And I saw Honorable Nippy coming in. All the whole night we've been talking. He come in, but let him come in. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. Mr. Nippy, welcome to the platform. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm trying. Thank you. And I let him come in. It was close. So, welcome in, all of us, the panelists, and a wonderful day to be in the audience of our people in the radio land and TV as well. So we want to say welcome to them and thanks to my fellow panelists.
Thank you. So we're on the subject of, as you can see on the screen, education. It's called excellent in learning in Liberia. Mr. Nippy job again. I think you're having a connection problem today. Okay. Well, Mr. Nubo, I don't know if I agree with your assessment. When you say our people not ready, I don't know what you mean by that. Because ready can mean a whole lot of things. Are you saying they're not ready based on the investment? Or they're not ready because of the choices they are making? I don't ready. Okay, so Mr. Nippy is back with us. Mr. Nippy, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, so you're speaking, you drop off.
You know, I very welcome.
Yeah, that's true. So
yeah.
let me say, so as you can see on the board, we're talking about excellent in learning in Liberia, Excel. This is the flagship program now at the Ministry of Education. You see the very huge investment right there. And the reason I flagged this for discussion today, one of the discussion points, is this is what I feel very strongly about. I said, if any country will progress, it must first of all confront the issue. Oh God, Mr. Nippy really struggling. So, Mr. Nubo, Mr. Nippy drop again, so I got to come back to your point. When you say we're not ready. Because not being ready encompasses lots of things. There is an $88.7 million investment. Are you saying we're not ready because of that? And what do you is that amount too small, or is it too much? And the objective doesn't really jive with the money that has been spent, or we're not ready because of the programs or the program that have been laid off, the metrics that have been laid out to be achieved, and the scope of it. First of all, they don't even show the scope of it. Is it going to be nationwide? What do you mean when you say we're not ready?
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Wright. I feel that we are not ready because all these things that that we are talking about. There is no plan. Okay, if we adopt this, we receive this money, where will we be, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? There are some people who want to get cold water and run away with it. I mean, if you want to be part of that, I'm sorry. But I feel that you don't want to be part of that. And these are the things that happen over and over in Liberia. That's why I say we are not ready. Because the schemers are all over the place. They are all over the place. Whether they're in Zedro, in Plibo, in Ganta, and what have you, or in Monrovia, they are all over the place. So that is the reason why I say, Liberia is not ready.
Right. Okay.
I mean, come back to me now to prove why you feel that Liberia is ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to, like I said. So you're saying there's no plan, but they do have a plan. I just read a plan to you. Okay, let go to Mr. Nippy, because yeah, I see he's kind of struggling to stay on the screen.
Okay, go ahead with the plan.
Okay, so let me go to Mr. Lubaway's plan, and we'll come back to you. The plan says that there are going to be several things that will be done. What it doesn't say, and we need to dig deeper, this is probably our own. This is going to be on us, because I'm sure there's a full-fledged plan out there that you can read, because they're just giving you the objective of this. They're going to they're developing strategy around education. They're going to provide school feeding. They're going to provide school grants. They're going to provide.
No. I don't buy that. They're going to develop strategies.
That's what it says. That's part of the
objective. I want to hear the strategies. Now, I will do it tomorrow. I want to hear the strategy right now, immediately.
Yeah, and I think I had a chance.
I'm surprised that you, Archie, you are buying that tomorrow, they're going to or come up with strategy. I'm very surprised, and I'm very mad at you that you, somebody nipple laughing, that you buy that. Oh, tomorrow or next week or in 2027, we're going to come up with strategies. That is very outrageous. That is very disingenuous. I mean, I can come with all the adjectives I want to come up with, because you are actually right, but their argument. But anyway, I beg to differ.
Okay, great. Let me hold it right there. Go to Mr. Napier. Mr. Napier, I think you heard Mr. Newman talking. The screen shows, like I said, 88 million supposed to be invested in education to transform the fundamental education nationwide. So the scope is nationwide. I think we're talking about the objective that we read here. If you don't mind, let me read our objective to you again, very short, so you pick up on that. So the objective of this program is to focus activities envisaged under the project are training, learning assessments, developing strategy, developing of teachers and learning materials, capacity building, school grants, and school feeding programs. So these are the objectives that are going to use as far as spending this $88.7 million is concerned. Your take, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is important to note that sometimes we use these big agitators and they are purposely, but the implementation thereof is a little bit cumbersome, and sometimes they are not implemented at all. For this time, we've had school being subsidized by government. Even the Catholic schools were partially subsidized by the government. When you come with like Excel, where excellent school system in Liberia, you're talking about feeding, you're talking about equipping the schools. The first thing you have to talk about is the learning material. The likes of Joseph say, no existing. At the time, if you look at the Nigeria and Ghana system, you look at the Kenya system, you look at the Burkina Faso system, their writers or educators are written books. They are written literature, and they are not borrowing and depending on the West to send their westernized history and all of those things. Those who are proficient in chemistry, mathematics, history, and all of those subjects, they have written the appropriate literature to stand the test of time and to go beyond that test of time to envelop the world. Now, it is $6 million. There are plenty of money there, and trust me, the feeding will not go anywhere. The feeding will not go anywhere. You have a lot of bottlenecks such that will hinder the entire program. So I thought the first thing they should start with is to start writing books, start writing literature for our students to learn about Liberia, know about Liberia, and then they can pass that on to the children that are coming tomorrow. Now, let me say another thing. Logistics is a problem. We be able to get to a place like Zulu with feeding students. We be able to get to a place like Lofa feeding students out of the southeastern region. That's difficult. Maybe they will start writing Mosurado County, and they will not even finish the whole of Mosurado County. The question is, do they have the... So it embodies a lot of things, so that will make the program a successful one. And they are upplaying $86 million. $86 million. The top teacher program, you got our teacher, right. You got that. You got the Zaza Institute. All those things will be backed up to.
I don't know what happened. Archie, what's going on with? No, you are muted.
And I'm muted. I'm talking too.
With Mr. Nippy.
Okay, he's right back. Now I think wherever he is really his connection is bad.
I can't hear you.
Yes, as I was saying, I keep being kicked out and coming in, kicked out and coming in. So I hope.
Mr. Nepe on.
Yes, Mr. Nubo, just a moment.
Us?
Yeah, we can hear him. We can hear him, Mr. Nubo.
So there are a lot of huge bottlenecks. And I can say right off the bat, the Ministry of Education means well, but the implementation stage is going to be difficult. Talking about areas such as KRTTR, which is right there in Kakata, the trained teacher, and then ZRTTR, Zaza Matulatura Teacher Training Institute. They can train teachers there. And it will be difficult because they don't have the logistics. They do not have the logistics. So while it is true that we want to applaud them, we want to also say on the back end that we hope this is not another gimmick to come with an adjective such as excel, for our students to excel, and then yeah, because the people come up with all kinds of good words, but the implementation is the problem. What have you been doing with KRTTR? Have you been sending teachers there for training? Have you been sending teachers to ZRTTR for training? Have you been sending people to Lutheran Teacher Training Institution, LTR? All of these things here where you want to say you are creating, and there is a creation on the ground already, so you maximize what is on the ground.
Let me interject, Mr. Nicholson. You brought that up, then I'll let you flow. That is my objection, because in this plan they are saying they're going to construct 100 additional schools. I am saying, just like you have just said, work with what is already in existence, what is already on the ground, perfect that. Bring that up to the standard that you want. Then you can begin to bring on stream new other schools. But the ones that are in existence, you have not even perfected yet. So what are we doing? Are we just adding on to the failure that we already have? You're compounding the problem. They're not fixing it. But go ahead, Sergeant. I want to add that.
Yeah, you are right. They're not fixing it. For instance, we are 170-something years old, and we don't have one literature book to show. Sierra Leone got independent in 1960.
Yes.
Ghana in 57. Nigeria, 1960. Senegal, around the 60s as well. These countries, and don't talk about Kenya, don't talk about Tanzania, where you had Tanganyika and the era Zanzibar coming together. You see, so they have their own books. These people have their own books.
Yes.
They should be producing books now.
I went to school in Ghana and I read all books that were written by Ghanaian authors.
Exactly. And instead of saying they come build 100 school, what are you building 100 school for? You 10 school where you got you even got toilet. The University of Liberia, they ain't got even latrine there. So why are you talking about 100 schools? The Newport Junior High School, Newport Street Junior High School, it lacks the kind of facility, no decks. The Capital Bypass School, it lacks the facility. Every day the children demonstrating. The Jamaica Road School, the D12 School, erosion is taking the school. I mean, they have to be far-sighted, and they box themselves in and think they can fool the public. Why can you reclaim a D12 from the Atlantic Ocean, the beach of Point 4? And the school is going. Are you talking about building 10 schools? It is one of the prestigious high school, because that's where the finance minister, I understand, graduated. And other people have graduated from that school. Are we going to waste Todd's imaginative energy by letting these well be swamped by the Atlantic Ocean? I disagree. So why they could concentrate on solidifying the area in such a way that claims D12 from the sea. Then you're talking about something. You have Basel High School. You're not even equipping Basel High School. You got Sando High School. You're not even equipping Sando High School. So what are you talking about? You got Redwood High Schools there, that government school. But let's start off with the University of Liberia, which is a prime, prestigious school, where luminaries when we talk about them, when we read about them, we say, oh, they came from, including the very president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Human Parker. Why you can't start from the University of Liberia? Why is it that Tottenham High is in a dilapidated state? Well, they had electricity department, had carpentry department, auto mechanic department, drafting department. What's about Booker Washington Institution? Are you talking about landing your hands on 100 university? I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke.
Yeah, but then look at you touched on the feeding aspect. First of all, let me say off the bat, I'm a very big proponent of that. And I think everybody who means well for, proper learning, a focused learning environment would agree to that aspect of the program. Nobody learn on empty belly. You can eat all the breakfast you want to eat. When you get to school, after a couple of hours, your system is empty. You got to refill. So school feeding is very important. But I like the way you said it, Mr. Nippet, the logistics of it. Just the logistics of it alone will consume.
But that makes if I may just slip in there with your indulgence.
Yeah,
that would make it counterproductive. You will not have it done. Will they be able to take the Konya to Lofa County through the Konya forest when the road is not paved? I've traveled that area before. I've traveled there. When I work with LPMC, I want to do a 14-day tour, including Zlatan, Zaita, all the area I traveled there. All right. I mean, we have to be conscious of where we are and how we can move forward. It's a good idea, but in the face of the new reality, lack of mobility, you can't make it. Konya Forest alone, I think the president is doing well. If that road is now fixed, instead of spending 14 hours to go to Lofa County, you can go there in about 6 hours. Okay, that would be welcome. But where are the vehicles? And where will the vehicles be kept? Where will the vehicles be kept? So, Sando High School, can you take food to Sando High School? So, I mean, it's good for feeding. Let them concentrate. You see, when we are moving to a certain distance, I leave my house and I say I want to go on Broad Street. I have no car, and I'm going to trek. I go one step after another, one step after another, one step after another. So they could put it in the context of, say, it's the rest of the tenure of the UP government. Say it's a 3-year program. The 3-year program will start with all of the schools in Montserrat County. The first thing we'll start with DEX. Because the student has no DEX, how can he learn? We'll complement the DEX with the feeding. And then teacher training, teacher equipment in the classroom. You go to the University of Liberia, they don't have toilet tissue. Come on, think that toilet tissue. The desks are dilapidated. The chairs are rotten. The same thing with Newport Street High School. So why don't the education ministry start with the essential learning material, refurbish, or
so Mr. Nippe, let me just let drill down here now. So you're saying
yes,
the scope of the program is too wide that it may not it will be unattainable. That's what you're saying.
It is inachievable. Okay. They should graduate it. You remember yesterday I said something. I said, if you want to climb to the executive mansion and you don't have the elevator, even with the elevator goes first floor, second floor, third floor, then it goes on the president floor. Of course, they will not let you go beyond 4 floors. That's where you will stop. So if you were going on the 4th floor by the elevator, it is graduated. So they can graduate, create a format that graduates these things here. Say, all right, we want to do feeding. We start from Masorado County and see how everything works for Masorado County. Because trust me, I saw that thing during the self program where they had rice to go certain places. The rice went right in the market. It went right into the Radisson market.
I don't mean to lie, whatever you said.
Yes, I'm serious. The truckers, when they were carrying those things, they went right into the market. Our schools do not have both, but we have PhDs, we have MSCs, MSS, we have great Australia. The only person who I know that 2 persons in Liberia, 3, that have written books besides Professor Dr. Seguano, that my friend and dear brother, Carl Patrick Burroughs, Dr. Don, who else? And then William Allen, who I understand is not doing well, and I wish him to speedy recovery. He and his brother are not doing very well. I wish them speedy recovery. Now, these are the only people who have tried to do something in the area of text production. Besides that, you don't see any other person again. Why would people both around, they get PhD, they get master in data, and we can't have one printing, nothing printed. You go to Ghana, my grandkids are there, and all the books they're reading, the Ghanaian books. Go to Nigeria, the same thing obtains. Yeah. Go to Sierra Leone, the 50-50, they got their British system and they got their Sierra Leonean book. So I think my honest and sincere advice to them would be graduate the program. 86 million, you know that the 86 million, you're not utilizing the 86 million. Some will go into pockets.
Actually, 8.7 million.
Okay, the 8.7 million. Some will go in, much of that money will go into pockets. So what you need to do, start with Masorado County. All the schools in Masorado County, start with them, including private schools. Help the private school, because Tadma did that very well. And when Tolba came in, it was carried out.
I don't know if I agree with that, Mr. Nippe.
The school was subsidized.
On the private school, I don't know if I agree with that.
The private school was subsidized.
Well, then what are you saying? Are you enabling the? I don't. Because if it's okay, let's subsidize the private schools, right? And then, but we'll continue to have the government school in place. Now, already the private schools have substantial funding because the children are going there. Their parents can afford to pay the high school fees. The government, on the other hand, is having budgetary constraints, so it can't invest in its schools just as the private schools are doing. So if you let me just
school you a little.
Widening that gap.
Let me just school you a little.
Okay.
And I'll be very nominative. St. Patrick High School, College of West Africa, those schools, though they are religious institutions, BDRs, during the third month tenure, maybe you say, all right, 10% was sent to those private schools just to meet up with certain inadequacies. And that's the context of which I'm speaking, in which I'm speaking. When it comes to the University of Liberia, why is the University of Liberia? It's not to a standard. Why? The University of Liberia is teaching science. It has no laboratory. It has no zoo. It has no library that is decent enough. So why don't you equip the University of Liberia? Why don't you redeem D2N High School? Why don't you redeem KRTTR? Raise them to a standard that when the teachers go there to learn, the environment is so conducive that they will not be going to Kakata to drinking juice. You see? Because it may too much money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
It's too
So
much.
let's look at another metric say again, Mr. Nichols.
Look, Archie.
Oh, you back with us? Okay, I thought you were going for a minute there.
No. I was with St. Francis High School in the early 70s.
Plebo.
In
Plebo Southern District.
Plebo Southern District.
There you go.
And I mean, they order science books, current science books, or current books for the school. And we pay for the books. And in Liberia, there is no bookstore. There's no library. So you go to these schools here. I mean, what a teacher teach you, is what you know. And when the test comes, it's what you vomit on the test. That is not good. And the program you're talking about, they are not talking about those things. They are not. And they want to use the situation and cash in on the situation. Now how I see the whole now I see the whole program now. Any government gave a breach $30 million for few schools within the country. And that was during the administration of George Wendell, who was the Minister of Education. And what happened, after the Allen government? George Wendell started working with Breach, the same institution now. So our people are not serious.
Yes, under his regime, Mr. Nubo, he brought up he contracted a breach, and then when he left government, he went to breach. That right there is unethical.
That is unethical, and there was I think I would do the research. There was a school that came in under the Allen government. But I would keep it for another time, and we can get in contact with some of the people who were involved in that scam. and we have them here. So I don't buy your argument, Archie. There are a lot of things that happen in our country. And some of these people are coming in to cash in, to profiteer. And I don't want for somebody like you to be a second the motion man. Because these people are there to make profit and keep our people illiterate. That's what they are doing, though. Maybe you have not understood that, but I'm telling you now.
Okay.
The effort is to keep our people illiterate and profiteer. Thank you.
Okay. I'll send you a
And
text.
if I may just come in,
Luba sent you a text. Take a look at it.
Okay, I'll look at it.
Yeah, go
take
ahead,
for
Mr.
instance, I don't think Mr. Wright is emboldening, supporting, or serving as a mouthpiece for the Ministry of
I don't
Education.
hear anything.
Well, I'm going to defend myself. He knows that.
I
He is.
don't hear anything from
He
me.
is only.
Oh, you want to defend yourself? I'll come back
Mr.
to you.
Mr.
I
Noble,
thought you
people are
were
listening to
listening
us.
Mr. Nippy.
He's not. I don't know what he's hearing you. Are you hearing Mr. Nippet?
I think muted.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Noble, go back and come, please. Go back and come. Take him off stage. All right. Go ahead, Mr. Noble.
For instance, this Sony, Ansu Sony worked with LPMC as the controller. But during the WIA administration, Ansu Sony was Minister of Education.
Yes, he was.
Ansu Sony had a budget to work with. Whether or not he worked with that budget, it is my understanding, allegedly, and I put it in that context, that Mr. Sony, all due respect to him, has a university. Mr. Sony transitioned from an accountant to an educator. He was teaching at the University of Liberia, teaching accountancy. He became the Minister of Education and now has a university. Is that the same route we're trying to go? And I agree with Mr. Dubo that people try to use the situation or condition to come up with certain things that will not be done under the guise that they want to improve the educational system. But I don't think that's what they actually mean, because Maserati is the place to start from. Maserati is the place to start from. So they need to start from Maserati. And then they need to, then I'll pick it back on something Mr. Nubo said. They don't have any bookstore. I remember when we were going to school, when then it was called the Education Ministry, called public instruction. And public instruction had its offices on Main Street, adjacent to the annex. The annex, the Aslan, the AFA Aslan. And we could go there and buy books. $2.50, $3, $2.50, $1.50, $1.75, $5. We go there and buy books. Why isn't the education ministry thinking about a bookstore? Even if they will mix of the books, Liberian literatures and other Ghanaian Western literature, fine, but let it be bookstore. 2, let it be a library that the student can go to and borrow reading material, they can go to and study. So except it is $6 million when you say you want to construct 100 new schools, look for a place in Central Monrovia, or Cinco, and build a modern library. A modern library. husked or stocked with bugs. You are leaving a legacy, a monumental legacy. When somebody sees that and say, oh, you know, John Doe or Sarah Brown was the Minister of Education. This is the thing that she did. So out of the 86 or $88 million, take something like or $10 million. $10 million and build a modern library. The other $10 million, 20, you still got 60 there. The other $10 million, have a bookstore. Bring all the books, because we are African. Bring the books from Ghana, bring the books from Nigeria, Sierra Leone, all the books. Bring them and stock those African materials in the place there.
Yes.
That's what I think. If I were the Minister of Education, those two things would be what I do. My third thing would be, I'll do a survey of all the schools. I will survey all of the schools. Okay, no pipe-borne water. Electricity problem is constant. They don't have sitting material. The environment is inconducive for learning. And then all of the schools, all of the government schools, make sure I send furnitures there, the decks. You send it there. The first school I will start with, I will make University of Liberia number 1. Number 1 will be my first target. The University of Liberia needs 30 million of the 88-something million. You got $53 million there, $58 million there. So I'm going to use 30 million of that money and renovate, completely overhaul the University of Liberia, starting from the latrines, going to the classrooms, bringing up a good library, bringing a science, because University of Liberia at the end of the day put up science students and put in the science place like it used to be on a Firestone. Firestone has one, I think, there on the campus, there's the ARCHIE and all of them. There are other students who want to learn the science of zoology, like my friend Alexander P., Dr. Alexander Peel. That's how the Sapo forest is conserved. You see, so you have a zoo there that the people can, the animals out there, you see, including aquatic animals and all. Now, then we are moving. Then before you say, I'm going to Zwedru, I'm going to Sano, I'm going to River G, I'm going to Sastan, my own place. I think she whether it's a she or he,
Yeah,
she
Jocelyn,
put one foot. That's a he?
No, she, Jocelyn.
Madam Jassa, we saw things in Monrovia that are enhanced the learning capacity of students of yesterday. I will, in this public manner, ask your understanding to build a library using $10 million or $20 million, build a bookstore on Todmore and Talbot. Then it was Talbot that came and called it ministry. It was in Department of Instruction. That was the name. Situated right on Benson Street next to the Aslam, the AF Aslam. We have book there for $2, $5, $10, and you name it. And if you do that, you will leave a lasting legacy. They'll say, who did this? They say, Mama Jassy did it. Don't go build a building now, a library and put your name on it, because we are fond of those things. We are fond. The landmark will speak well of you. You don't need to put your name on it. It will be during the tenure of Mama Jassy. That's when they listen to me, and please do that. And go to all the public schools, survey them, see what the needs are. And then based on the needs, you can just go step by step. step by step. Okay, we're finished with Newport Street Junior High to school. They are toilet running. We're getting 2,000 tissue per year. You do all of those things there, and you have good janitors in those places and keep our children healthy. Then you can complement that with your feeding system, because when we were at St. Patrick's, we were eating burger wheat, and sometimes the burger wheat with potato green and all those kind of things. That's good. That's good. You said that they must eat something. That's very brilliant of you. But do those things that are commensurate with the time. Do those things that are lacking in the society. You need a bookstore. You need a bookstore. You need a library for our children to study. Please consider these items that I've just named. With that, I want to hand it back to you, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Napier. Thank you. I want us to jump on another metrics within the objectives. And it kind of, I have a video on the screen. I'll play a little bit and you see it. But before I go there, okay, let me just go there because I lost my talk there, but let me go. So they are talking about training, capacity training, and then learning. I think it's for the educators. You mentioned KRTT or KRTT. KRTTR and
ZRTTR. I think LTTR or LTR.
Okay. So these are supposed to be teacher training and institutes. What would you suggest? Because here's my suggestion. I am saying, because we have lost so much, our institutions are not up to par to be able to. I mean, you kind of outline some of the missing pieces of what we should have in our schools and institutions, and I'm sure these teacher training institutions are not free from these problems too. They are even very much in. So I was suggesting two things. Either you bring people from outside so that you train our people right there, let them come into the institution, and to train our people right at that institution. Or you renovate a place, and then you send the people out while you're renovating the place. Some of the teachers out while you're renovating the place, so that they gain the capacity and then they come back and train those that are there. These are my two prescriptions that I have as far as the other metrics is concerned. And let me play the video a little bit. So you see, this is a video that talks about AI learning and how China has really taken over the world. And the rest of us now, we're playing catch up. And I know if we are ever going to catch up. But I wanted to play the video of someone talking about learning and what is really brings home to the conversation.
To take them down, because it's like having the dream team. Now, this video itself, I did look into. It's used AI mapping. So the original poster has said that this is just a demonstration of where they're heading. So we're heading towards a future where they do have this, and China is working towards this level of combat in the next 24 months. So future soldiers, we're up against this. I mean, that's crazy. This is what the future of combat looks like. It's robot dogs, humanoid robots, and drones all working in unison. And experts say that the drones will be able to map whole battlefields and share that live feed to the humanoid robots and the robot dogs. So basically, they all see together. They're all seeing the battlefield all as one. So they don't have to radio to each other like humans do. They all just work in a unison. So it's almost impossible to take them down, because it's like having the dream team. Now, this video itself, I did look into. It's used AI mapping. So the original poster has said that this is just a demonstration of where they're heading. So we're heading towards a future where they do have this, and China is working towards this level of combat in the next 24 months. So future soldiers, we're up against this. I mean, that's crazy. This is what the future of combat looks like. It's robot dogs, humanoid robots, and drones all working in unison. And experts...
Actually, I've seen this before. I've seen it before. I'm telling the people. Yes. The people don't want human beings to die anymore. The Chinese people believe in not killing people. So what they have done, they have converted into scientific models such as robotic dogs, robotic human beings holding guns. You know, they have the greater number of people on Earth. And they don't want the Chinese people to die. And even if you see how they build their breaches, they are more developed than where we are. So it would take us a long time, besides this speaking about us Liberians.
Put that in context, Mr. Napier, of what we're talking about. We're talking about, the education ministry is talking about fundamentally transform learning in our country. And let's put this in context. What does the video tell us in relationship to that? How do we accelerate when, in fact, you talk about, the very foundation of what's supposed to enable the type of learning, are not even in place yet. So it kind of blew me up, and I said, let me bring this part of the conversation, because this is at the level where anybody watching that will blow your whole mind. A robot running over sandbags and behaving like a real human being, with robot dogs,
Yeah, but if you remember the last time we're on set, I said you can intersperse the theoretical with technical. And I think I mentioned Sweden, either Sweden or Norway, and I mentioned Germany. Now, China has just brought to the fore that technology is what is going to move this world. When we are phased out, it will be technologically a world that will be diverse or too many human beings getting engaged. So if the Minister of Education, Jasir, to climb up to the apex of nobility, I think she can intersperse the learning process with technology. That's why I mentioned BWR. That's why I mentioned William V.S. Stutman High School, because this is where the world is going now. In Sweden, I think it's Sweden or Norway, the people are not going by grace again. You made 90, you made 200. No. They make you do it over and over and over until you are perfected in what you need to learn.
True.
And then that's why you see these people are manufacturing things. Can Liberia do it? Of course, absolutely so. Liberia can do it. We have people that are very brilliant. So she could just say, okay, Newport Street Junior High School, instead of going there and learning 1+1 on science, we're all a science lab and all those things there. In the science lab now, we equip it with robotic studies. Put the technical thing there. Then you are ready, because that's what he's saying in Ghana. Ghana is delivering medicine by what do you call itself? This object I just, a flying object, let me just put it that way. Drones. Ghana, no matter what part of Ghana you are, Ghana is 1957. 1847 was something like 100 years old when Ghana came on board. But Ghana is delivering medication in the forest. I've seen that. The drone takes all the medication from the hospital and sends it straight to the people. And they take their medication. So what am I saying? It is a scientific age that the people that will be tomorrow. So can we do that? Absolutely. And I think Jassy will do the same thing to leave a name. To leave a name. When you go to a place, you look around. But that's why they say the one who has the neck to wear the beads doesn't wear the beads. Today, I wanted to internationalize the visa system in Liberia on the ages of His Excellency Charles Mano, with whom I serve as a political officer. When I went there, people are just stamping things. And sometimes they call them, everything I say on the radio, I have a witness. You call up Mr. Mano one day, he will say, I sat down for a long time. The embassy is making $500 every week. Translate that into 4 weeks, that's $2,000. Government not paying on the pay not coming on time. We've just come from war. You ask former Foreign Minister, His Excellency Tomo Nimlan Yaya, who is now Senator of Grand GEDEH County, he will tell you. And the people wanted to have that arcade system running in the morning time. And so they took my complaint to him, and he called me. Mr. Napier, I understand you are trying to do something you're not supposed to do. I said, no, I'm doing something that I have to do. I'm thinking out of the box. You didn't send me here for things to remain as they are.
That's right.
I said, you didn't send me here. Bring him on the show one day.
Okay.
I created.
I'll let you send me a number. I'll contact him.
Yeah, I created the visa. I created the last thing that I did was the laissez-passer. If you see it, it's a glossy kind of little booklet with the seal, with the yellow inside and all that kind of stuff. Then I went to the foyer, the application forms. I decided for us to have one application form with all of the services on that application form. So when you are gone to the website and you got the application, you can say, I want death certificate. You get checked that. So the consular officer are not going to look at anything else and just see that check mark there, the death certificate you want. I want visa. So if you are coming to Liberia as an American citizen, the visa that will be in your book, I created the visa. It's a pinkish with a blue flag. I created the visa. They are using it in New York. They are using it in Belgium. And I wanted to have internationalized it. Instead of using paper with blue stamp or black stamp pad. Bam, bam. That's arcade.
Yeah.
That's arcade. And it has monetized the embassy of Liberia. Unlike when they were making $2,000 a month, $2,024, $2,000, the embassy making millions of dollars now.
Mm.
The embassy of Liberia, if the day you have the opportunity to bring His Excellency Ambassador Charles A. Mano on the show, he will say, if you have the opportunity to bring His Excellency Tomo Nimlan Yaya Nimlan, who is now senator of this very, 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 very important county, Grand GEDEH, he will tell you. So you have to be creative. Whatever LPMC, what did I do? They were using flying sheets. They just put it in the machine and put it. You see, President Joseph asked him, is that President said, human worker? I changed that whole thing to purchase order, local purchase order. Improve upon the import order. That's why you have to be creative. Go somewhere, you look at what is short. You ask, how can I better this thing here?
That's
my
right.
Dear sister would do well. Yeah, my dear sister would do well if she create be very creative and construct a library. We need it. Then you go.
Okay, so Mr. Napier has dropped off, and I'm pretty sure he will be back. So he was making, some recommendation about what he thinks should be done. And he called that, step-by-step approach, from the ground up. You go to Universal Liberia, and then you bring it up to standard. You make it the most enviable learning institution within the country. From infrastructure, the amenities that are there, to the people, the capacity, all. Once you do that, I think he's saying, Madam Joss, okay, he's back with us. Mr. Nippet, we're back with us. You drop off. You want to conclude?
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Yeah, so Madam Joss, man, we do well. We do well. And I want to, in a public manner, ask the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you look in the back of the passport, it says, do not hinder the movement of Liberian citizens. They are entitled to passport. So I also created a renewal stamp. So if the passport is expired every 5 years, you have to get a new passport. Or when you are traveling and you have few pages in your passport and you don't have the luxury to get in the new passport because it will take between 30 days to maybe 90 days when I was at the Chancellor, because after they have captured all of the biometrics information from you, they have to channel them to Liberia and then get the passport made in Ghana. I will ask the foreign ministry to do away with that system and go back to De La Rue, as I wrote when Minister Gaffan was there. You cannot have Liberian passport proliferating as they were leaves falling off from a tree. And then they will want to blame the Minister of Foreign Affairs as being the one selling passport and other people. To stop those incidents of passport proliferation, go back to De La Rue. Go back to De La Rue. Say that again?
Who is De La Rue?
De La Rue is in London.
Yeah, I mean, what is that, a business or individual?
Yes, they were the one that printed the whole Liberian passports.
Oh, okay.
So the incident of proliferation, the incident of corruption was nominal. You see, so if you ask for 50,000 passports, if they come, you send them to the Central Bank of Liberia. And then they are accounted for. Before you go for the passport in the vault, you have the National Security Agency, you have the Liberian National Police, and then the passport director, they can go for the passport. And you can interchange the officers that are going there, because if you condition it to 3 officers always going there, they will get in some kind of fiasco. So these are the things that Liberia is supposed to do to cleanse, to cleanse the proliferation of passport getting into the hands of other people. You see, of getting into, especially diplomatic and official passport, getting into the hands of non-Liberian citizens. So our purpose on this program, when we have one subject matter, we can annex it to another one. I mean, and look at, because of the relevance to stopping corruption, because of the relevance. And I think the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency, Mrs. Nyanti, will do well if she reverts to the old system. Go to London, get De La Rue involved in printing our passport. Whether you ECOWAS or not, you don't need to print them in Ghana. You don't need to print them in Ghana, because I suspect something is happening to our passport.
Well, this you're right. This is a good transition. So let's talk about it. Why, Mr. Nippet? For the life of us, it's been 26 years since we came out of the conflict. That's 2 decades. If a country can find its own way in 20 plus years, that's a problem. That is a problem. We cannot print our own ballot papers. And now you're telling us that we cannot even print our own passports. What can we do?
Well, you have to look at and answer the question of proliferation, theft, corruption. Imagine the passports are being printed in Ghana. They were supposed to be printed in Liberia by Sabana. But I wrote against that. They were to be printed by Sabana. I wrote against that, and I told them the incident of theft would be so uncontrollable. The next thing was they wanted to bring them in Lebanon. We went against that again. You are served by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as the diplomatic deputy chief of security for operation, and I was the principal deputy. So when I have these kind of operations, I implore mechanics that will stop incident of criminality, because that's my first job I ever had. How to stop the criminal from perfecting crime. That's my first job. So when it came out with, oh, Sabana will do it, I said, no, Sabana cannot do it right on Broad Street, because it'll get into black plastic bag and will be gone out. Lebanon, I said, no. Up to the date, I got some passports that Lebanese. I would do a research that Lebanese were issued Liberian passport, and they sent them to me to the embassy. I refused to renew them because what Lebanese men doing when we were having Liberian passport? What Lebanese men doing with having Liberian passport? And I told them it was not proper, and they never got those passports renewed. You see? So yes, we're talking about education. But to educate our people is also all right in other areas, so that we can cleanse it. Now, to answer your question, that's why we're not doing it in Monrovia. If you do it in Monrovia, end of the printing press, oh no, it'll be like when a pump busts. So to control the theft of property, and the passport as a property of Liberia. To control the incident of theft of property, you do it in Dida rule. You do it in like Dida rule. And the people who are talking about mutilation of money, if got Dida rule involved, we have a standardized money. It will not be every 2 years they have to print 17% or 7% or 17% of the money that will have been mutilated. They will not need to do that. Why is it that the U.S. $1 come onto the market, go for sometimes 2 decades? Why? Why? So you can do that to stop. I think we were talking about 7% or 17% yesterday.
7%.
Well,
7%.
7%. And the central bank did not tell us what volume of money, the quantity of dollars and cents. Since you brought that point up, I think I will talk to my friend who is the central bank governor, and one of the guys that was doing a vacation job while she was studying her master, the deputy governor, to start printing some 1 cent, 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents in those denominations to solidify the money. Yes. You can't have an economy. You can't have an economy where you start from $5 and now they are talking about $2,000. The next thing they will talk about, America ain't got no $2,000 note. The United States of America has not gone to that extent to have a $2,000 note? Why should a country that like Liberia come with a $2,000 note? They said to make sure that they can box the money into boxes of $2,000 and take the money out of the place faster.
Yeah,
Why is it that Liberia? Why is it that Liberia? Yeah. Why is it that Liberia doesn't have 1 cent? Why is it that they don't have 2 cents, 3 cents? We have our own money.
Yeah.
Our money has coconut tree on it. The law for Liberty brothers here, it has coconut tree on it. The 1 cent had the same thing there. The 10 cent had the same thing there. And if His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia is a listener to this program, you will agree with me. And you will tell his governor, Mr. Governor, yes, you want to print $78 billion. Why don't you think about printing some cents to have a change system? To have a change system. And then the sense, okay, if they have the low Lebanese people selling the place there, you say, all right, the share is $6.87. Let them have the change right there. The 87 cents can be something that the government can use. All the cents. And I always like to talk about Mrs. Clavina Bright Parker. What made Clavina Bright by Mrs. Parker rich? She had a 1 cent account. 1 cent account. Mark Newman and David Nosita, they used to go and put the money in the account. 1 cent, and then check that they had.
Mr. Nipe, I want to come back to something you said. So I have on the screen the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the passport issue. So to decentralize the process, the application process. But that is not my concern. I want to come back to where you said about the passport creation, the printing of the passport. Mr. Nipe, I'm going to hold on to this, because it is just not right. It defies progression. It defies progression. Liberia is not progressing. I don't care what anybody say. After 26 years out of war, if we cannot trust our own population or our own instance to say we can do this ourselves right here in Monrovia, then I think we should just call people from outside the country to come and just lead us. Because this doesn't make sense at all. So talk to us. You were in the space. You talk about what you did with the passport. What was some of the risk that you guys were looking at and feel that it was not, I don't know what time you're talking, what time frame you're referring to, but at the time.
I'm talking about Tottenham, Talbot, and I think Doe.
Okay. All right. So what was the risk that you guys were looking at the time and say that informed your decision not to print our own passport in our own country? What and does that rate still exist today? So we're still printing outside the country.
Well, I think it does. And what basis do I use? I use the basis of the rampant stealing of the passport. How do they get to the place? I suspect where the passports are printed, there might be, I'm not saying there is, there might be a loophole where people are unkindly taking the passports of Liberia. And why do I say so? We have had I've seen many people say, I'm a Liberian, and they don't know where West Point is. They don't know where West Point is. They don't know where the education ministry, the former education ministry of Liberia is situated. Mm-hmm. They don't know where the old executive mansion is situated. They don't know College of West Africa and B.D. Harris and Cathedral. That's a long time I was in that country, and since I left from there, many things have changed. I said, no, you are not a Liberian. You got this passport for nothing. So, yeah,
you got the passport.
Yeah, the people were afraid. President Talbot, Shamakedo, I would think, they were afraid of our passport being in the hands of people who were not subjects of the Republic of Liberia. This decentralizing of this thing here, we wrote on this issue here. In America, for instance, the 50 states, 4 times 12 are 48. There's no way that somebody could tell me I'm wrong. My paper was centered on, for every 4 states, we have 1 passport place. Or for every 5 or 10 states, we have a centralized. So 10 times 5 will be 50. So we have 50 stations, including New York and Washington, D.C. That will be 5. There will be 7 stations. Did it work? They said they had no money. But if you're not thinking about the security,
that's a money generating process, even in and of itself.
Yeah, but the passport, I don't know how much it costs now, because when I was at the Chancery, it was $205. The bulk of the money went to De La Rue. I mean, to Buck Challenge. The company I'm making your passport name is Buck Challenge. Everything I'm saying here is factual. Everything, each thing, all things I've said, they are facts. Nobody can condescend on what I'm saying here and say, or be in denial. They say, Mr. Nepe, you just talking the thing that not true. That's true, I'm talking. That's true, I'm talking. That's true, I'm talking. So this decentralization is belated. It should have been done when the gentleman who is now finance minister, who was finance minister, and they brought him straight to diplomacy, who was finance minister and became the Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. But you see, when you're telling people things that they don't know about, because that air of pomposity, that air of I am the boss here, I call it the rooster behavior. And I always like to work with Charles Mann if you were ever younger again, because this is one Liberian administrator, including His Excellency Joseph Waka. I don't know whether people say he has transformed himself into whatever it is. I discredit that. I don't believe that. I have not been able to see it at first hand. But you see, a leader such as Ambassador Mann, before we went to the House of Representatives or to see any senator at Capitol Building or State Department, we had a strategy. My boss would call me on the telephone, Chris, I'm coming down. I said, no, Chief, it's not good for you to come down. I said, let me climb the tree. Then he started to laugh. He said, oh, sometimes the boss may have to come down too. He is living. He is living. He will come downstairs, say, close the library door, we'll close the door, and we will plan in that place. And whatever I made a suggestion, he will listen. We are 3 here who are big people. You, the Deputy Chief of Mission, and I. If you go there and the door is closed in front of you, there's no way we can penetrate. So let me be the point man. Let me go and test the heat. And that refined, decent, educated, quintessential public administrator always understood me. He would say, yeah, Mr. Nepe, you are right. I said, when I go, I let her talk. I will question them. And I'm going to the State Department. I say, I will question them. I'll find out why they want to do this, how they want to do it, and I will find out all the details. And then I'll come and report to you. And if we must go, let me and the deputy, the man in the house, I call it the man in the house, go, because he's the power. And we'll go. So whenever His Excellency Ambassador Charles A. Mann went to the State Department, he was never defeated. He was never defeated. That what made Mr. Sirleaf, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, successful. Even the World Bank, I'll go to the Liberian office or get all the information that we need and supply it to my boss. The only irony of their behavior was whenever they were getting into the meeting, they don't want for me to enter the meeting. But I didn't call them. They said, no, you be at the chancery and take care of operation. Yes, for me, I will be at the chancery and I will do as I have been instructed. You see? So your question is being answered on one word. It is corruption, and I would say theft of property, because the Liberian passport or a Liberian passport is a property of the Republic of Liberia. To print the passport within the bailiwick of Liberia will be more problematic. Just it will be worse off, just as it is happening in our sisterly country. That's why I'm strongly, I would say, proposing, if they care to say that suggestion, fine, that will go back to De La Rue. Go back to De La Rue. You get the passport, you want a 200,000 passport, bring them down to the central bank.
But Mr. Napier.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why aren't you advocating, building the capacity locally so that we do this thing? Because this is all about cost and prestige and pride. I don't think at this time in our existence we should be contracting any other foreign entity to do such a very important part of our work. Especially, go back to the two things: our passports and our electionary materials. All we should be producing nothing outside Liberia. Not Ghana, not De La Rue, not anybody. It should be happening. If we can pay the money, you go pay somebody to in Ghana and outside, say in Europe, where De La Rue is, you can build a facility that is so protected, give it all the security, amenities and needs, so that the level of security that you see there at De La Rue, we can bring them back home too. Whatever money you pay in De La Rue, you're probably going to even spend half of that money building a facility right there somewhere in Bapolu, where nobody can easily go jump the fence and steal, or somewhere, for a faraway place, right there in Liberia, and man the place good. Put the security apparatus there.
Well,
using our own material.
I understand the rationale behind that, and I think it is good. But we all like to eat. We all would like to eat fully tongue meat or monkey meat in Liberia. But while that monkey meat is fresh and on the dryer, what shall we be eating? So, tentatively, we could remove the passport being made.
Mr. Napier, we have been saying this so long.
No, now hear me out now. Hear me out. Say we have a window of 3 years. Tentatively, we could have the passport returned to De La Rue. And then in the 3 years window, we could build a highly secure structure with cameras all around, that when you are coming from in the building, your bag that you have, the camera will access the bag. I don't mean for any human being tampering with. You can see whatever is in the bag. Even if it's 10 layers of protective internal part you have, the kind of gadget can see through the bag and will know if you are concealing passport or you're not concealing passports. It is doable, but may I just say that we need to take one step at a time. So we gave ourselves 3 years, 36 months. In 1 year, we can build a structure, fence-in structure, wall, we electrify the wall. You come in there in the night at your business. He left with you. And we made several doors.
Yeah.
You keep one key, I keep one key, the foreign minister keeps one key, or the deputy minister for legal affairs keep one key. So there are 3 keys. There are 3 keys. And then the person to the door will have the 4th key. So you have 4 lock system. And nobody will be able to penetrate that place there, because the passports are monetary instruments. They help to keep the economy moving. Though the money should come to the foreign ministry, but it helps the government. Like all embassies, when the people got there, they say, oh, the embassy should carry the money straight to the bank and put it in a second bank in Liberia. Mind you, they don't pay the staff at the embassy on time. You imagine somebody's in a strange country, you're not paying the person on time? So like what we say, sepe or diho and kawaho.
Yeah.
So I strongly feel it justifiable that we can use a narrow window of 36 months, 3 years. And within that period, 2 years of that period will be in the hands of De La Rue and not in the hands of West Africa. And then the 3rd year, the machines are commissioned, the security, everything that will be in the Liberian passport, as we did with the visa. You cannot duplicate Liberian visa anywhere in the world. You cannot. They try in America after Mr. Manuel left. I'm making a point. When Mr. Manuel left, they tried. So that's a person that came with, except for one person. They tried. Everywhere they carry it, no, we can't duplicate, we can't make these visa in this place here. They carry the sample. And I will tell the ambassador, I said, I challenge you, you cannot make this thing here where you want to make it. You see? So when you put those security features in our passports, and you have the place properly electing. In that one day, current come, one day current come. It can be done like the American system, where you just go to the post office. You don't have to go to the embassy. You just go to the post office and then file your application form. Or go to the embassy, if that is a need, and do it on the website. And then your passport comes to you because it's made in Liberia. I am a proponent of everything being made in Liberia to attach value to who we are and what we can produce. I'm a strong proponent of getting 20% or 30% of the latex for Liberia usage from Firestone or whatever company is operating that sector. And we make our own latex, we make our own gloves, we make our own forks, our own knife plates, and all of that. I'm a proponent of our wood. You don't just take the log and cut it and send it to Germany. Take about 20% of the logs, make beds, open a factory. By that alone, you will be doing well, creating a solvency in the economy. Because the more Liberians are working, you don't have them idle and moving up around the city, Liberia will be stronger. If Ghana can use their cocoa, can't we not do the same thing with our cocoa?
Yeah.
If Ivory can do their cocoa, shouldn't we do the same thing with our cocoa? I think those things are doable. But sometimes, like Jesus said, the prophet is not respected in his own place. That's what is going on. So you have these people who have different ideas, and that solidify ideas that will help the governance system and help the presidency and help everybody in the country. That's why we went to school, to be able to look out of the box. But we cannot be like the little rabbit, the little rat on the, how they call it, stammer. The on the wheel, you're turning.
Yes.
You see?
Eating cycle, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the got a name for it. You're turning. We are 176 years ago. Hamster, I think it's called hamster.
Hamster.
The thing is, it's called hamster. Yes. It's just spinning. All right, we all do not need to have a master's, PhD. No. Once you have you have that quality of mind, you have an intellectual equilibrium. You can speak to any subject. You don't have to be a PhD. You do not need to be a PhD, but you can speak to any subject, which is in the national interest. Yeah. So it becomes a format of, you got short man, you can still do the work that a tall man can do.
Oh, yeah.
He can still do the same work as a fat man can do, but he's short, but he can do it. Mm-hmm. You see? God didn't give wisdom to people who, because they got education of a PhD. No. The wisdom is you see, wisdom and knowledge are innate qualities. They are qualities that a human being is born with. They are qualities that we are born with. We can harness those qualities. And you wouldn't have those qualities. All right, somebody can be an appendage to you. Somebody can be annexed to you. Somebody can complement. It does not mean that everybody in the government has the vision. Yesterday we were talking about loan. 50,000. Don't get it more 90 days. Get it more 6 months. I tell you what I used to do. I was working for LPMC. I had a van. A van. It was a chocolate color US van made from, I think it was a Chevrolet. What did I do? I went to, Madame Kebe is deceased now because I used to live in her house. So I'll go, when I come in from Nimba, I stop to Bella. Market day, I'll go get all my produce. I stop to Bella and I buy things. I just buy. If I get $500, I just buy all things. And Madame Kebe was the head of the market at Red Light. So when I told her the idea, I said, Madame Kebe, I can bring goods for you. You can give it to your people. I'll give you all 1 month. The second month, you'll give me my money so I can bring it back. While the money is there, I will still bring goods. Every 2 weeks, I will bring goods. She said, oh. And this is a lady who was illiterate. Madame Kebe, a Loma lady. She said, oh, Mr. Nipe, that good idea there. I will find customer. I said, no. I don't want to be in your customer relationship. I will just bring the produce. Yes, that Mr. Ray, I cut my thing short. I said, I don't have time for that thing to be your customer, to be running behind them. I will just bring the van. I'll just bring the van with the goods. Potato, you need me, man. But Mr. Ray, the only thing I don't put in that van was meat. I bring all the farm produce, bitter ball, eggplant, pepper. I put them in this black bag. And I deliver them to Madame Kebe. And Kebe will take them to the market. And after 1 month, the second month, I get my money. But I still made delivery. Yes. It capacitated me to the extent that I was able to open a poultry farm. Because I'm at the back of where I was living in Dikame, there was a structure there. So I developed the structure and I had A, B, C, D. When the chicks come at 2 weeks old, I put them in A. In another 2 weeks, I bring them to B. By the time they come to C and D, they they are ready to go. And I had a common way of feeding my chicks, a common way. You see, so knowledge and wisdom, they are innate qualities. That's to make that sure. They are innate qualities. And sometimes people have to look outside of the administration and say, listen, what can we do to better Liberia? How can we better this country? You see? So I think it is doable, but in 3 years' time, 2 years with De La Rue, 1 year we will have had a constructed facilities and have security there. Liberia National Police, security interchangeably. That's what I mean. Every week, every 3 days, we change the patrol officer, We don't man them to say the physical structure there. No. If you do that, they will go inside the plant and have a connection there, and the passport will come out. And I think that's the point you are talking about, to prevent us spending money. And I go with that thought. I'm 100% on board. But while we do the preparation, we can have De La Rue to do our money. So we can have 7% or 17% every 2 years, and we don't know the volume of money to be printed. How can you say you throw shares away to buy new shares and you don't know the shares that are damaged?
Yeah, the number of shares that spoiled, you know.
The number of shares that spoiled.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know that. Quantify the volume of money in tens of dollars. Say, all right, every 2 years we'll have $10,000, $10 million to be mutilated. And that's why I brought the point about De La Rue. Instead of the money being mutilated in 2 years, the money can go for a decade. The money can strictly go for a decade. In 10 years, you will have $1
and
note.
Before we go to the next, the last subject for discussion, I want to ask you someone still on this De La Rue thing. Very important point, Mr. Napier, because I read that and I'm glad you caught that. Do you think it is intentional? Because I want to think so. Why will you go pay millions of dollars to print in money that is only good for 1 year? Because that's what it said. The money is good for 1 year. That's what it's saying. Now they want to go to another company where the strength of the money will be much stronger than what it is now, because the money becomes so bad and mutilated after 1 year with the current arrangement. So they want to move to another company. I didn't pay a little more so they can get a more stronger banknotes. So all along, what were they waiting for to come to the conclusion or to this point? It must be, intentional with the way they operated, since they want to move away from it now. You can't pay millions of dollars to print your money, and then the money becomes very bad, mutilated, all dirty, just within 1 year time. How many of us in Liberia are there? How many of us hold our money anyways? How many of us? We're not talking about China or America, 350 million or 1.5 billion, India. We're talking about 5 million people. Less of them probably even carry the money in their hand. So the money doesn't circulate like places like America where the money circulates, But that's the thing. And then in 1 year time, we got to go back and say, okay, we got to take out the mutilated one and print another one again. And then this is just a scheme. That's how I see it. I don't know what you want to say before we move on.
Well, I will have to, every drum. You see, when God created a human being, he started with a foot. And that's why I say it is good for people to listen to us. When God started with a foot, he had a tougher, a softer skin. Then he put a button there because sometimes people will now have shoes. God did not think about shoes. He knew that Adam would tilt the soil. So he gave him the hands, he gave him an inner portion of the hand, and he gave him an outer portion of the hand, such that complement the feet. So what did the white man do. The white man say, well, I want manufacture drum. If I must manufacture the drum, I must have a top and then I have a bottom. But I can't open the top, I have to cover it. So what am I saying? What I am saying here is that if I were, and I'm speaking very subjunctively, if I were the administrator, I don't need to be a financial man because those things that were taught in high school and taught in universities. I don't have to be a bookkeeper or an accountant or an economist to understand what economy is, because the economic definition, a simple definition, is the utilization of the meager resources that you have. That's the simplest definition. So from that elementary thing until we went to high school and we went to the university and we talk about equilibrium, solvency, and all kind of things, that will be in the M grind of your mind. There's something in our mind they call the M grind. The M grind there is like the computer. If you don't key in it, you can't get that information. And it happens to all of us. So something slipped my mind just now, because the M grind is a window that secure the information that you were born with. So until you have the code to enter that M grind for that specific information, you will not get it. Then sometimes you think about a day or a few minutes and you say, oh, this is what I was thinking about, because you will have had the key. What am I talking about? We are wasting time here with these people who get these people position. Once you did public administration, you can manage any entity. Any entity, you can manage it. Once you did public administration, because every subject matter is inculcated in the study of public administration.
True.
So you can be a governor of a bank. And this is where wisdom ties in with the little knowledge that you got from school. Mr. Samoa, the governor, Mr. Samoa, whom I had the pleasure of meeting when he was at the bank on Tottenham Boulevard. He would do well if he started printing 1 cent, 2 cents as the root of the economy, as the foundation of the Liberian economy. You need 1 cent, 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 50 cents. Then you need a dollar note. Then you need a dollar note. You don't need a $3 note, because 5 of those things will be $5. You got a $5 note. Right now, the reasons why things are not cheaper in Liberia is because we started from $5. And the governor of the central bank is saying he wants to print $2,000 note. $2,000 note. Why? Where you getting that idea from? Because you see in Ivory Coast, it say 1000 francs. 2000 francs. Because I'm in Ivory Coast and Guinea. So that's why you getting that idea from? You see, if you must borrow, then you must borrow something that is good. Let us start with the 1 cent up to the 50 cents and $1. And then they bring their $5, bring in $10, bring in $50, bring in $100. You can stop it right to $100. We don't need no $200 note, $300 note. Then you say 20 and 2,000. Because if we're talking about 2,000, the next printing they're printing, watch my word, they will say they want to print $2 million with a Liberian note. So then where are we going? So I encourage Mr. Samoa, and I'm calling his name. I don't like to call people name, but this particular case here is about Liberia. The survival of the man who is unlike Mr. Samoa. The survival of Manwele, Mankolu, who is on leg. Mayimda, who is on leg. The likes of Mr. Samoa. So that they can thrive so that they too they can prosper and thrive. So when they come to buy her market, she can have a change system. So we need a change regime. That's the first thing we need to talk about.
Okay.
We don't need we don't do taxing that on note. And on the printing of this money, hey man, we have people like Lisbeth Collins. We have people like the lady that came up with Ganta Gapa. And then we have Banga, the old lady that is there, who opened that forest. I just forgot her name. We need to remember those people. We need to remember them. While we remember the president, we need to remember these people too, that you can bring them there. So your question is around security. The whole thing is security. If the country is not secure, if the country is printing $78 million, commensurate with the printing of that volume of money, then it is highly thought about to increase the salary of the civil servant. You cannot have the police, the Liberian National Police, of which I wore the uniform, some in the 60s, to be making $150 today. You cannot have the armed forces of Liberia to be making $100, $150 today. You cannot. So if they have the change regime and they are adding 78 cents or 99 cents on everything that is sold in Liberia, the 99 cents goes as to solvent the economy. All the cents they go to they go into the treasury of the economy of the country, and that will provide them sufficient money. The last point, they don't need to print money every 1 or 2 years. They are mutilated and they have to go there. And this is why we are strongly suggesting that they go to DIRU for 24 months. And in 1 year time, they build the passport bureau. And then they can, even if they want to print the money in there, it can be a dual system. But would they not steal the money again?
Well, if it's, I mean, that's a legitimate question you're asking. Again, it all has to do with, the trade-off and the risk, how we deal with it. That as a nation, that's something we have to wrestle with. But let's end on this note. I want to play this little video from my own man, Amar Corner, because it is in line with what we're talking about. You're talking about the people from the interior, how the benefits and all of that. He was on the floor, on the Senate floor, I think a few days ago. I found him to be very passionate because this is everything we're talking about. And he on the Senate floor talking to his colleague about this in a very passionate way. I don't know if you have seen it, but I saw it. And I thought we could talk about it maybe in the last 10 minutes that we have to be on the show. So let me play it, then we'll come back and make our analysis on it. I'll play it. Oh, come on.
10 minutes.
Putting over 1 million jobs nationwide in the 50 states in the U.S. Trump has disrupted the world order to the benefit of his country.
But Mr. Wright, what we could do in the interim, okay.
There, they have federal laws that require large companies to include small businesses in their bids. In 2023 alone in the U.S., that policy delivered $178.6 billion United States dollars in federal contracts to small firms, supporting over 1 million jobs nationwide in the 50 states in the U.S. This is how the world's largest economy protects its entrepreneurs. Let's do the same thing here. All we need to do is to enforce the law we've already passed here in the Small Business Law Act. The 116 million colleagues, even if we can get 25% of that to our people, the real business people. Don't get me wrong, some people, there will be bad apples. There are bad apples in every system. Some corrupt actors will do this and that and fake stuff. When we catch them, we punish them, but we should not be afraid to do that. Let's empower our people. If they are like millionaires, they are our brothers. We should not say, we'll be here, we get empowered this, we get this person a millionaire, then we get here. No, let's forget about that mentality. We can solve that problem. We got to do this. So Liberia can do what the US is doing by enforcing our 25% SME procurement mandate through the PPCC. And we can channel real money and real opportunity to Liberian businesses and create thousands of jobs for our people. So I'll be coming around to all of you, to each of you, for us to work on this so that we can empower the executive president and his people to enforce this law so that we can get the trickle-down effect of this law. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Nipe. I really wanted to play this because as he got through with this very passionate deliberation, the first thing that hit my mind is what is stopping him and his body that he works in of taking the lead. What is stopping him? Can they bring the PPCC entire leadership team right there in the Senate and say we want to implement a 25% procurement how to call it law that is within our system? What is stopping him? Why is he passing the buck? Or let's say in America, why is he passing the buck to the executive manager? Why? They could have stopped right there and said, we'll bring the PPCC people here, we'll go over the books and see whether they are following the 25% procurement law. If they are not, we're going to monitor to do it, or else somebody's going to, the heads are going to roll. We're going to make sure the president fires some of these people because they are hurting our private sector. Why couldn't they do that? Let him not know, Mr. Nipe. Let me give you 5 minutes and then we'll close up.
Yeah. Among my fellow children, there is an idiomatic expression. Among my fellow children, I love myself the best, and when I get my stomach full, I don't care for the rest. That is a belated, very, 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 very extremely belated, passionate statement there. With due respect, one does not have to be in the Senate before you can come out with those things. I just mentioned where you are when you are giving an authority. That's the first man who they gave the scoreboard out to. I don't know whether you know about the scoreboard.
Yeah, I know the score. We call it chicken roux armor.
Okay, no, but they had. I'm talking about was
I know. Yeah, definitely.
The original hat with the 3 pocket on the head.
Yes.
That was created by law-abiding power. I've been a scoreboard too. So I remember all those things. And the reason why I'm always passionate about Liberia is, it says, on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and to my country, and to obey the Scott law, to help all other people at all times, to keep myself mentally fit, morally straight, and mentally fit, morally right. This thing here is belated. When he was at finance.
Yeah.
When he was at finance, what did he do? He had a scoreboard hat, which is now they call the Ministry of Development and all kind of things there. It should not be.
Finance, whatever.
They abrogated statutory laws to empower the young man who just got on the floor knocking the lectern. Knocking the lectern as it were that he's a professor in the classroom. He had three statutory positions merged into one.
Yep.
Which ought not to be. He was the budget director. He was the planning economic man, and then he was the finance man.
Yeah.
It ought not to have been that way. But if you have a third eye, you can understand why they made him hold that place. Why they made him hold that place. If you have a third eye, he should have done those things that you're talking about now, the 25%. He should have done them. He was there, the LPPC or what kind of PPC, he went out of the window. Today, because I knew him when you were growing up. Yes. It is belated, but I think it comes at a time that he wants to make what they call the Gainsman show. Gainsman show, and it will not amount to anything. He knew about it. Why didn't he put a foot down? He was finance minister. Why didn't he bring about the regime of sense? Why didn't he? The other one is there he got summa cum laude from the University of Liberia. Why hasn't he talk about in conjunction with the governor to bring about a change system, a change regime, starting from 1 cent up to 50 cents and $1? Why? They are the ones that got us in the problem. And you're talking about 25%? He does not have to go to each of his colleagues. The law is already on the book. It just has to be implemented. Like we were talking about the Chinese man selling fire coal, the Lebanese man selling ice, the other one selling wood. Those are enterprises. All they have to do is go to the bank, he being a former finance minister, and they get to the conversation that our people will need to put their hands in our economy, because if, the economy of our country in our people's hands, because strangers are taking the money and going. So if the crewman come, the Geo man come, the Mano man comes, the Bassa man come, the Crown man come, the Sapo man come, who wants to make business, start them incrementally. The man want to make business. What kind of business do you want to make? It should not be common sense, where you tell the person, go bring collateral, the person didn't get collateral. Go bring collateral. The person ain't got no collateral. So what kind of... Yeah, go bring collateral. Want $10,000 collateral, but the equivalent of the money you want to get. So what they could do, set up the program. What do you want to do? For instance, I want to do egg production. I want to start from the chicks up to the layers. I told you I did that. Up to the layers. And all I need from your building structure, the money that there, it will come straight to your account. My salary for my employee is what I need until I have paid off the money. That's one way to do it. So the person doesn't have a collateral, but the institution has built it. So if the person took $1 million or $2 million, in 10 years' time, he finished paying all the $2 million, the business is his. That's how people in Ivory Coast did it. That's how Ghana is doing it. That's how Ghana is being modernized. Nigeria is doing the same thing. They're not doing post ministerial thing. They're knocking the table.
But on the live one, Mr. Nibe, you can close on this. What does he? What do you make of the fact that he said the Liberian mentality that says, I don't want my fellow Liberian. Oh, we making our fellow Liberian millionaire. Look at that man, not become millionaire. He became rich on us. That mentality, he is saying we should get rid of it. Do you think that's part of the problem?
We got to do away with whatever the problem is. Whether it is a mentality or ego or selfishness. I'm not talking about mentality. That is selfishness ingrained in people.
Yeah.
Selfishness. ingrained in people self-centeredness. Today, a boy from Crack who grew up on Ken Johnson Road and became a minister of finance wearing a Scott ball hat is in the Senate. Did he have to be in the Senate before you bring about these things here? You could send for that paper and say, we must make sure that the Liberian national liberalization policy is strengthened. You don't expect for the president to do everything and then he passing the buck to the president. You do not expect the president of a nation to do everything. The other one will be that, Mr. President, point the light on our side. We saw something there. Maybe a goof or then the president will point it like that. That's why we should do with the president. And that's why His Excellency Joseph Yumambwaka is being blamed. Because we have these people here who should be helping him. They are not helping him. And he can't read all the book at the same time, simultaneously be executing the laws and then trying to say Liberian people must get these things here. It is they who are in the Senate and House of Representatives who pass the law. Who pass the law must ensure that the executive carries out the law through the various instruments that they have, through the various bureaus that they have. Until that is done, we have strangers coming and carrying everything from Liberia and poor man water, my Annie, my Joa, all my sisters in the Foya area, in Sano, we have nothing. They will only be there to go and get pepper and sell the pepper.
Yeah.
So I think what he said is belated. He was wearing a scoreboard hat, which ever since he left is still being worn. So I think the government, what he should say there again, is to formulate and have the Bureau of Budget restored, the Bureau of Planning Economic Affairs restored, so that when you have your project paper, you can take it to planning. Planning can look at it, then you take it to the bank. Once planning approves it, you take it to the bank, and it goes on. So whatever he's saying is done in America, yes, it can be done in Liberia. But it comes at a time that he is senator, and it ought not to have been this way. That's all I can say on that.
All right. On that note, Mr. Napier, we're going to have to close. The time now is 8:15, and it's 12:15 a.m. in Liberia. It was a great discussion, sir, and I want to thank you for spending the time, and thank Mr. Nubo and everybody that came on today. Let me be here tomorrow again, same time. Thank you once again for all your patriotic duty to your country and to your people. I want to say good night.
For Liberia, we shall do anything that is possible, even if gun is to our head.
True,
Liberia comes first. We come last.
That's true.
Thank you so much. And those of you in the radio line, I want to say a big thank you. And I take my right hand and salute each one of you. Because without you, we would not be having this program. And it's because of you, for you, that we are having this program. And by you standing with us, we have the program to run. So we want to say a big thank you to you. And we will be back tomorrow the same time. Thank you. Sir. Thank you, Mr. Host.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr.
Blessed night.
Thank you. Same thing to you. Good night, y'all. This is all the time we'll have. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye.